AOS Shalom, all praise to Yahweh Shem Yashai Bashem Rakakadash, and double honor to the apostles and elders of GreatMillStone who rule well. And Shalom to all the brothers that they do the work in sincerity and truth. Yeah, so brother, I'm a one from the GMSLondon camp. Yeah, just doing a vid just on this article I found on basically on China. Well, I'll read it. It's on the South China Morning Post. It says China's brightest children are being recruited to develop AI killer bots. It says Beijing Institute of Technology recruits 31 patriotic youngsters for new AI weapons development program. Expert in international science policy agrees course is extremely powerful and troubling. It says a group of some of China's smartest students have been recruited straight from high school to begin training as the world's youngest AI weapons scientists. The 27 boys and 4 girls, all aged 18 and under, were selected for the 4-year experimental program for intelligent weapon systems at the Beijing Institute of Technology. From more than 5,000 candidates, the school said on its website. The BIT is one of the country's top weapons research institutes, and launch of the new program is evidence of the weight it places on development of AI technology for military use. So yeah, funny as hell, because basically it's like you know, the AI robot technology. That's something that you know, it's obviously China's looking into it, but it's something that the so-called white man's obviously been getting into as well. Because the thing is like the thing with China as well. It's like a lot of the things in China they'll kind of test run, like they test run the chip out there. They got them stores. They got the like they have the Amazon Go stores. They had like in China the what the hell is it called? They had the stores like with the RFID tags where there's no person inside. It's like you kind of scan, like you get in using an app, and then everything you pay for, you just pay for it like from tags, and then contactless payment and all that. So China will kind of, the elites will do like dry runs of certain things in China, and it's like with like a lot of the weapons, a lot of the technology. Well, it's like the surveillance, like the surveillance technology as well. Over here in London as well, they're big on surveillance, but it's in China as well. They had like the facial recognition, where it's just like they had almost the whole of like I believe it was Beijing covered in like facial recognition. So they said, okay, they're gonna put out like it's like if they put out a like a what the hell is it called, man? They put out a report saying, okay, we need to catch this guy. This is a picture of his face. Then they can have all the computers scanning, all the cameras in the city scanning for that face. So you know these are technologies. Obviously, the thing is like obviously America's a bigger, wider range. And it's like the infrastructure there is fucking a hot mess. But you know, these are the kind of technology Esau's looking into, because he wants that police state. He wants that that new world order lockdown gridlock, where you know everyone's getting oppressed and you can't even move, because that's pretty much what he's looking to do. So a lot of times they'll be having, you know, the Chinese just testing certain things throughout in China, because them guys over there slaves like sesame credits. They got sesame credits over in China, and that's, you know, that's actually a thing, and that's picked up. But you know, it's the same thing with what do you call it? With over here in the States, over here in the UK and in the States, what they want to kick off, where they'll have basically you're just having to live within. You're having to basically give your life and everything right out for the you know, for the country, man. But yeah, it's like with these weapons, I was gonna say anyway, with the AI, it's like AI killer robots. That's what hey, they're gonna be doing the same thing over here, man. Over in America and in the UK, they would have been developing these things just behind closed doors. Because the thing is let me figure that out. But yeah, behind closed doors, they're gonna be developing all these kinds of technologies. They're just not gonna let the people know. It's like how the military had internet first. Military had a lot of technologies way before they came out for public use. So that's gonna be the same thing like with them the top AI developers. They're gonna be grabbing them up in the military, and having them develop things behind closed doors. That killer robots, they have like the augmentation suits, where it's like the exoskeletons they're called, I believe, where they kind of wear the suit and it powers them up. All these different things, they're going to be testing it in the military, for viability. That's why. Well, why do you think the fucking military expenses of of the U.S. military goes up every fucking year, man? Every year that shit going up. That's like, what the hell are they spending that shit on, man? And it goes into a bit about the. Okay, well, it says this is the first university program in the world designed to aggressively and strategically encourage the new generation to think, design, and deploy AI for military research and use. While the US had similar programs such as those run by Defense Advanced Research Project Agency, or DARPA, they operated in relative secrecy and employed only the cream of established scientists, Powell said. Yeah, so that's the thing is, that's why it's like China's trying to big up, because they know they're late to the game. They're just trying to broadcast like, yeah, we're on this too. But the thing is the Esau was born, Esau's blessing is the gun. This guy, he's been developing weapons since he was in a fucking cradle, man. It says, in contrast, the BRT program seemed more focused on training the next generation of students in weaponizing AI, she said. The concept is both extremely powerful and troubling. Students would conceive and design AI as an engine or an enabling force to weaponize self-learning, intelligent, automated systems. That knowledge could also be used alongside. See, that's basically Esau's just trying to become a god, man. That's really, because the thing is, okay. Well, let's go. It says thinker. It says blah blah blah. It says such as, okay. This knowledge could be used alongside other new and existing technologies such as biotechnologies, quantum computing, nanotechnology, and robotics, which would have drastic implications for security and military dominance. Think of robot swarms capable of delivering harmful toxins in food or biotech supply chains. That's a lot. So yeah, that harmful or that RFID chip, man, you're gonna be swarming around trying to just tag you with them chips. The thing is Esau's he's dreaming of basically having that AI is basically meant to give him the capabilities to be like the Most High, man. Because it's like in the film Transcendence, where it's like they had the AI, then the guy merged his his consciousness with the AI, then he was basically able to integrate into nature with the nanotechnology. You just merged into like every cell on the planet Earth. He merged into the rain, into the weather, into everything. Then he's just he's controlling all the systems. That's this is the kind of thing that Esau's dreaming of doing with these technologies, man. But it's look, man, you're not the guy, man. You can't ain't gonna work. Ain't gonna work. What a lunatic. What a raving madman. You're mad. Ezekiel 28, and I start from 2. It says, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, and that's talking about this Edomite, man. It says, Thus saith the Lord, the Lord, the Most High Power, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou said, I am a God, I sit in the seat of God, in the midst of the seas. Yet thou art a man and not a God, though thou set thine heart as the heart of God. So basically, Esau's trying to become the Most High, which is just that's a madness, bro. You're first of all, you're an Edomite. You can't even stand in the sun, dog. Get some AI technology for that first, mate. And it says, Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee. With thy wisdom and with thy understanding, thou hast gotten thee riches, and hast gotten gold and silver into thy treasures. Hey, Shalom. Hey, I'm back. Got interrupted. But yeah, let me so I was reading, so Ezekiel 28:3 says, Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is so no secret they can hide from thee. So with thy wisdom, with thine understanding, thou hast got thee riches and has gotten gold and silver into thy treasures. So, obviously the so-called white man, he's using that wisdom that the Lord has gifted him with for the time period. He's basically able to put together certain things, certain AI things, certain robotics, the mark of the beast, martial law, World War III. He's actually able to orchestrate these things, he's able to develop technology. Because the thing is when he comes out and puts these plans out, when that war starts, when that martial law starts, then these high, whenever you watch a movie now, they still got the M16s, AK-47s, whatever. This is gonna be, that futuristic tech where it's gonna, it's gonna be above and beyond, man. You got the microwave guns you're always hearing about in Cuba, like diplomats getting their brains fried by like microwave guns and shit like that. These kinds of level of weapons where you can't even defend against it, man. You might have a group of guys like rebelling, like, "Rah!" and they just put off some sonar, some noise, wing, 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 wing. Then your brain starts exploding, man. Your fucking eyes burst and shit like that. Esau's got, these are the kinds of things that he labors for, man. Because that sword, that's his blessing. The only way he's gonna get anything is by the sword. So that's why it's like that's the channel he's gonna lean into, man. It says what, and that's how he's got his riches, man. That military-industrial complex. That's what's keeping America, which is the bulk. That's that whore that's being used to keep this place going. Is what that military-industrial complex is what's keeping it alive. And it said what? It's got their riches. It says, by thy great wisdom and by thy traffic hast thou increased thy riches, and thine heart is lifted up because of thy riches. Therefore, thus saith the Most High Power, because thou hast set thine heart as the heart of the Most High. Behold, therefore, I will bring strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nations, and they shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom, and they shall defile thy brightness. So yeah, all these different nations are basically going to come together. Mainly it's going to be the Russians, man, that terrible nation. The terrible of the nations. Russia's going to be the main one, because they're going to be the chief enemy that's going to shoot them nukes. But then all the nations are going to be shooting, firing them, missile them upon America, man. And it's because really, that's the power system, the brute force, the weapon that the so-called white man's using basically to enforce that he's a god on the earth, man. Using that ultimate control, that complete dominance, to try and be like, hey, look, that's this is how he's gonna be the ultimate power on the earth. But the Lord's basically gonna completely frustrate that. That's not gonna occur in the slightest. It's gonna be revealed basically that he's just a man. And then he's going, it says, oh, therefore I'll bring strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nations, and they shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom, and they shall defile thy brightness. They shall bring thee down to the pit, and thou shalt die the deaths of them that are slain in the midst of the seas. Yeah, so it's going to basically be completely wiped off the face of the earth. Esau's going to be forgotten. Esau's going to be in slavery for 1,000 years. Then after that, he's going to be wiped out and cease to exist. And then no one's even gonna know that so-called white people even existed. Yeah, just going into them technologies, into what Esau's likes to get into, man. But yeah, I'll leave it there, man. I'll praise to Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Hashem, God Kadesh. That was the Apostle, GreatMillStone, Shalom.